You have $100, not $10,000, not a windfall from a relative you barely knew, not a bonus that arrived at the right time. $100. The amount that disappears in a weekend without you noticing. The amount you've spent on things you cannot name by Monday. The amount that feels too small to matter and too tight to spare, and somehow both of those things at once. This is where it starts, not with a strategy, not with a perfect plan or a brokerage account you've researched for 6 months. It starts with $100 and a decision that feels almost embarrassingly small given the size of what you're trying to build. You make the decision anyway. You set up the automatic transfer. You pick the index fund. You don't overthink it because overthinking is what kept you from doing it last year and the year before that. You click confirm. Nothing happens. The account shows $100. The market moves 0.3% and your $100 becomes $99.70. You check it 3 times before bed. This is the beginning, and it looks nothing like what you imagined. The account sits there. You feed it $100 every month like a plant you're not sure is alive. Some months the number goes up, some months it goes down. You are 6 months in and the balance reads $578. You did the math before you started. You knew it would be around there. $578 is not a number that changes your life. It is not a number you tell people about. It is a number that exists quietly in an app you check less than you used to because the checking stopped producing any feeling worth seeking. This is the part nobody talks about because there is nothing to talk about. The first 6 months of investing $100 a month is not a story. It is a habit, and habits, before they produce results, produce only themselves. You are building the muscle of consistency in a gym where the mirrors don't show progress yet. You show up anyway. You transfer the $100. The machine accepts it without acknowledgement. There is a version of you that stops here, not dramatically, not with a decision to quit, just a month where the transfer doesn't happen because things were tight. Then another month. Then the account sits at $578 for 4 months untouched, and you stop thinking about it, and then you stop logging in, and then a year passes. And the habit is gone and the $578 is still there earning almost nothing, because you never moved it into anything that grows. This version of you is not lazy. This version of you is human. The gap between knowing what to do and continuing to do it when nothing visible is rewarding you for it is where most people quietly exit. You don't exit. You don't know yet what that decision is worth, but you will. 12 months in, you have contributed $1,200. The account reads $1,312. The market cooperated moderately, and you gained $112 beyond what you put in. $112, you could have earned that in an afternoon of overtime. It is not an impressive number, and you are smart enough to know that and disciplined enough to stay anyway. Here is what actually happened in year 1 that the balance doesn't show. You built a relationship with delayed gratification that most people your age have not built. Every month you had $100 that could have been a dinner and it became a contribution instead. Not because you're better than the person who bought the dinner, but because you made a specific decision about a specific $100 and you kept making it. That decision repeated 12 times is the foundation, not the $1,312. The foundation is the repetition. You also learned something about yourself this year. You learned that your life did not deteriorate without the $100. The month didn't collapse. The things you thought you needed that $100 for mostly didn't materialize, and when they did, you found the money somewhere else. The $100 was never actually load-bearing in your monthly budget. It just felt like it was. Most people never test that feeling. You tested it 12 times, and it was wrong 12 times. That is a more valuable discovery than $112 in market returns. You are 26 months in. You have contributed $2,600. The account reads $3,100. The number is starting to have some weight to it. Not a life-changing weight, but noticeable weight. The kind of number where you start to see the shape of something that didn't exist before. Something shifts in year 2. The checking happens less out of anxiety and more out of curiosity. You stop monitoring for disaster and start watching for growth. That is a psychological transition that takes most people longer than it took you, and some people never make it. The investor who checks their account from fear and the investor who checks from curiosity are holding the same fund. They are not having the same experience, and they will not make the same decisions when the market drops. The market drops. Of course it does. It drops 14% over 11 weeks, starting in a month you would prefer to forget for unrelated reasons. You watch $380 evaporate. The account that read $3,100 reads $2,670. You feel it in a specific place that is not quite your stomach and not quite your chest. You sit with it, you don't sell. You transfer the $100 on schedule because the schedule doesn't negotiate with market conditions. That $100 buys more shares than it did 3 months ago because the prices are lower. You don't celebrate this, you just continue. When the market recovers 8 months later, your account is at $3,900. The shares you bought during the drop are now worth more than what you paid. The discipline of the down months compounded quietly. It does this every time, and you will forget this every time, and the forgetting is fine as long as the behavior doesn't change. Year 3 ends. You have contributed contributed $3,600. The account reads $4,750. You are up $1,150 beyond your contributions. The compounding is beginning to show up as a real number, not a dramatic one, a real one. The gap between what you put in and what you have is widening in your favor, and it will continue to widen, and it will do so faster and faster. And at some point, the returns will stop feeling like a bonus and start feeling like a second contributor. Like someone else is also putting money into your account every month alongside you. That someone is time. Time is the only investor who never misses a contribution, never panics, and never sells at the bottom. You are 29 years old, 60 months of $100, total contributions $6,000, account balance $8,200 at an average annual return of 10%, which is roughly what the S&P 500 has averaged historically. Not guaranteed, not promised, but historically real. $8,200, you have $2,200 more than you put in. You have more money than most Americans have in savings right now, not because you earn more than them, not because you had advantages they didn't, but because you started a specific habit at a specific time, and you maintained it through 12 months of nothing, and a correction that felt personal, and a period in year 4 where you genuinely considered pausing and didn't. Here is what $8,200 is not. It is not retirement, it is not a down payment on its own, and it is not financial freedom. People will tell you that $8,200 is nothing in the context of long-term wealth, and they will be technically correct and completely wrong about what it means. Because $8,200 is not the number. $8,200 is the proof. The proof that you can build something from almost nothing over a sustained period of time without a windfall, without a high income, and without a perfect plan. The proof that the machine works if you feed it. The proof that you are the kind of person who feeds the machine. That identity is worth more than $8,200. The identity is what carries forward. You are 5 years in, the account is growing, and something else is growing alongside it that has nothing to do with market returns. Your relationship with money is different, not because you have more of it, but because you are conscious of it differently. You track where it goes, you understand the difference between spending that produces something and spending that produces only the moment. You don't deprive yourself, you are not living on rice and discipline. You went on the trip and you bought the thing. You just did it inside a structure that preserved the $100 because the $100 had become non-negotiable, not a sacrifice. Your patience is different. You have now experienced the market going up and the market going down, and your instinct in both directions has changed. You no longer react, you observe. You understand that the red number on a given Tuesday is not information about the future. It is information about today, and today will pass, and the future doesn't care what Tuesday felt like. Your conversations about money are different. You listen differently when people talk about investing. You have opinions now, informed ones. When someone tells you they're waiting for the right time to start, you don't lecture them. You remember what waiting felt like. You remember the years before the decision. You say something quiet and true and move on. And something harder, the distance. There is a quiet separation that begins to open between you and people in your life who are not building anything. Not because you are better, because your priorities are different now in a way that shows up in small decisions every day, and small decisions accumulate into a different kind of life. You feel this sometimes like a loneliness that you can't quite name. You are moving in a direction that not everyone around you is moving, and the movement is slow enough that no one notices it yet, including you, until you look back and realize how far you've traveled. You are 34, 120 months. Total contributions, $12,000. Account balance, approximately $20,500. You have $8,500 more than you put in. The returns are now contributing meaningfully. In the last year alone, your portfolio returned roughly $1,700 without a single additional dollar of effort from you. Not from a raise, not from a side hustle. From the shares you bought over 10 years, compounding into each other. This is the part they try to explain in books and podcasts and financial planning sessions, and it never quite lands until you see it in your own account with your own money. The returns are now contributing at a rate that is beginning to approach your monthly deposit. You put in $100 and the market in an average year is returning the equivalent of $140 a month on your existing balance. Your money is making money, not at a life-changing pace, but at a noticeable pace and at a pace that is accelerating. Think about what you could build with $100 a month. Think about what you did not sacrifice. You did not move back home. You did not take a second job. You did not give up the things that made your life your life. You gave up $100 every month. And 10 years later, you have $20,500 in a portfolio that is growing faster than your contributions, and a habit that is permanent now because permanent habits don't feel like habits anymore. They feel like a personality. You are 44. You have been doing this for 2 decades. Total contributions, $24,000. Account balance at a 10% average annual return, approximately $76,000. You have $52,000 more than you contributed. The gap between contribution and balance is now more than double your total investment. You did not do anything extraordinary to get here. You did not time the market. You did not pick the right stock. You did not have a mentor or an inheritance or a break that changed everything. You had $100 a month and 20 years, and the compounding did what compounding does when you leave it alone long enough. $76,000 is a real number now. It is a number that changes decisions. It is a number with enough weight to serve as a foundation for something larger if you choose to build on it. And here is the part about year 20 that is easy to miss. The acceleration is just beginning. The account is not growing linearly, it is growing exponentially, and the exponential part is only now becoming visible. In year 1, the market returned $112. In year 10, it returned approximately $1,700 in a single year. In year 20, the account is returning roughly $7,000 annually. $7,000 a year from $100 a month. You put in $1,200 a year, and the account adds $7,000. The machine has become the primary contributor. You are almost a passenger at this point, and the journey started with a $100 transfer on a Tuesday evening in an apartment you have since moved out of. You are 54. Total contributions, $36,000. Account balance, approximately $227,000. Over time, consistency and compound interest produced $191,000 that you never deposited, never earned at a job, and never won. You built it by doing one small thing every month for 30 years and not stopping. At 54, with $227,000 in a portfolio earning an average of 10%, your account generates roughly $22,700 annually without you touching the principal. That is nearly $1,900 a month for money that started as $100. The machine you built with pocket change is now producing income that approaches what many people earn working. And there are still 10 years until the traditional retirement age. You are 64. You have contributed $48,000 across 40 years of $100 monthly deposits. Your account balance at a historically average return is approximately $637,000. $637,000 from $48,000. The difference, $589,000, was not earned. It had grown by time and by your refusal to stop. By the 48,000 small decisions you made every month, when the $100 could have gone somewhere else and instead went here. Every month felt like nothing. Every month felt too small to matter. Every correction you didn't sell through. Every year that passed without drama or visible progress. Every Tuesday transfer that nobody congratulated you for. All of it stacked. All of it compounding. All of it here. You've been reading numbers, the numbers are real, the numbers matter, and the numbers are not what this is about. This is about the version of yourself you build when you decide that small and consistent beats large and eventual. Because large and eventual is what most people are waiting for. The bigger paycheck, the bonus, the inheritance, the moment when it finally makes sense to start because the amount is finally worth starting with. That moment does not come. And if it comes, the habit of waiting comes with it. The money disappears into a life that expanded to receive it and nothing is built. Small and consistent is not a consolation prize for people who can't do more. It is the mechanism. It is how the machine runs. The person investing $100 a month and the person waiting to invest $1,000 a month arrive at 40 differently. The first one has 40 years of compounding and a permanent relationship with discipline. The second one has an intention that kept getting delayed, and a savings account that kept getting raided, and the uncomfortable awareness that time was the only asset that was actually irreplaceable. Time does not wait for the right amount. It runs on whatever you give it. You gave it $100. You gave it every month. You gave it for 40 years. And it gave you back something that $100 could never buy, waiting could never build, and shortcuts could never manufacture. It gave you the proof that the smallest version of the right decision, repeated without stopping, becomes something that looks like luck from the outside and looks like discipline from the inside, and is in the end the most ordinary, extraordinary thing a person can do with money. $100. Every month, starting now, the machine is open.